Here's some help with assignment 3-4 homework. Point slope form. This is day 1. All right, before we start, here is a short review on point slope form. The equation, which looks a little intimidating, is y minus y of 1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x of 1. This equation is on your formula chart for the EOC test. You can use the formula chart for any test as well as the EOC. So you don't have to memorize this, you just have to know how to use it. So basically all it means is that is the slope of the line. So you're basically plugging in a value right here for the slope. This red x is an x value for 1 point. Okay, so you have a point consisting of an x and a y. The x value of the point goes right here. So in essence, you're plugging it into a little space right here. And the y value for that same point is going to get plugged in right here. So the important thing to note is that this minus sign is not technically part of the number that got plugged in. For example, if I had like a positive 1x value and I plug it in here, it looks like a minus 1 in the equation because the minus sign is already there. Okay? If I had a positive 2 on my y value, I'd plug it in here, it would look like a minus 2. And the same thing goes with negatives. If I have a negative here, the two negatives make a positive. I know it sounds confusing. Let's jump into the homework and do some examples that way. So take a look at number 1. Oh, by the way, the directions say, write an equation of the line in slope-intercept form through the given point and with the given slope m. So let's do some of these. And this part will be pretty easy. So there's my number 1. Here's what I'm using. All right. So I have, what I'm going to start with is this. I'm going to write this down just like I see it. Okay, for number 1. So y minus, and I'm going to color code the first couple of these just so we can get used to it a little bit. Okay, so I'm plugging in a value right here. That's going to be the y value from my point. Okay, I'm plugging in an x value right here. It's going to be the x value from my point. And here, this purple one, I'm plugging in the slope number. So really, it's just a matter of plugging in the number into the right spot. All right, so let's plug in my m of 3, my slope, right here. Let's plug in my x value of 2. 2 goes right here in this little space that I made. Let's plug in the 1 value right here. It goes right here. Now when I rewrite the formula, take a look at how it looks. It's actually now y minus 1 equals 3 times the quantity of x minus 2. Do you see how this positive 2 looks like a negative 2 in here? Because that minus was already there.
Teachers and students,
this positive 1,
that bell, please disregard. The bell should be functioning properly at this point. Thank you.
okay, this positive 1 got plugged in here for y, but since that minus was already there in the equation, it's a minus 1. That's how that works. Let's do actually, I think 1 example is good for that. What I'm going to do for 3, I'm going to set it up for you, and you plug in the numbers. So I'm going to do y minus, I'm just skipping some stuff because I'm going to color code this. Okay, so you're plugging in the y value here. You're plugging in the x value there. And you're plugging in the slope right here. Then rewrite it with the parentheses dropped. I'm just showing you where you're going to plug in your x, your y, and your slope. All right, go ahead and do those. Number 5, that section says graph each equation. So let's go ahead and do it. We'll do 5 together. So I can find my slope, it's right here, This is kind of the opposite of what we did on the above section. They're giving us the equation, and now I have to pull out the correct point. For this to be a plus 3, knowing that the equation works like this, x minus the x value, it must in reality be a minus 3. In my equation, x minus a negative 3 will make it look like x plus 3, because my formula actually has the minus built in. So I look at that plus sign and realize my x value is a negative 3. And then I look at this minus 2 and realize my y value is a positive 2. Okay, because that minus is part of my equation. All right? I don't expect you to understand fully everything I'm saying in the speed that I'm doing the video. What I expect you to do is pause the video, study this. You have to let it soak into your own brain. You just have to. There's no shortcut. There's no fast way. Okay? You don't have Google sync to your brain. You can't just Google stuff instantly. You have to get this in your brain manually, on your own, by working. All right? So, just keep that in mind. This is not a TV show. This is meant to be paused, rewound, and watched again if needed. Okay, so here's my point, negative 3 comma 2. That's 3 to the left, 2 up. Okay? And from there, my slope is 2. That means my rise number is up 2. My run number, which there is no number, it's automatically a 1, based on things we've learned previously. So that is up 2, 1 to the right, starting here. Up 2, 1 to the right, up 2, 1 to the right. To continue the line, I could go down 2, 1 to the left, down 2, 1 to the left. To know that you have it right, you would take a straight edge of some kind and you'd lay it across all your points, make sure they all connect, and you're good. That is my line. Okay? Let's take a look at the next section. It says, write an equation in point-slope form for each line. Okay, so let's do number 9 in the middle. Actually, no, because I already have it folded. Let's do number 8. So let's go ahead and take a look. What I need to do is find the slope first. The slope. So I find some friendly points. There's one here, there's one here. So I know for sure those points are on the line. Let's go ahead and count downwards and count right and get a fraction. So from here to here, going down to the line where the next point is, I'm counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is negative 6. How many am I counting right? 1, 2, 3. So my slope is technically that, but if you look at it, that can be reduced. Negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. So really, if I reduce it to lowest terms, it'll be negative 2 or negative 2 over 1. Let's test that by doing the counts. Down 2, right 1. Yes, it's on the line. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. It's on the line consistently. So I know this is my reduced slope. So far, I have one of the 3 ingredients I need. Let's copy this formula down the way we have it. Y minus, and I'm going to put my little parentheses for this guy, equals, I'm going to put my parenthesis for this guy, x minus, and I'm going to put my parentheses for that guy. Okay? Where do I plug in the negative 2? Right here for slope. Now, there are many options for the x and y value. I can pick any point on the line. It's easiest to pick one of these points they already give me, because I know for sure it's on the line. Let's just pick the first one, negative 4, comma 3. Okay? The negative 4 is my x value. The 3 is my y value. I'm going to plug in the negative 4 over here where my x goes. You see where the x goes? So I'm going to plug in a negative 4 right there. The 3 is my y value. I'm going to plug him in right here. Now when I rewrite the formula, notice what happens. I can drop my parentheses here. That positive 3 that I plugged in is now a minus 3 because of the minus that was in the formula. The negative 2 stays, nothing changes there. Parenthesis x, and then notice the double negative minus a negative 4, it becomes plus 4. That is my correct formula. All right, do the other two on your own. Let's take a look at the next section. Write an equation in point-slope form of the line through the given points. Then write the equation in slope-intercept form. So, point-slope form is the one that we've been doing today. Okay. Slope-intercept form is the one that has the slope, the m, and the y-intercept, the b. That's the one we like more than the point-slope form, isn't it? It's easier to use. It has more information for us. Okay, so they want us to go from this to this. Let's do, let's do number 13 this time. Okay, so there's quite a few steps involved here. All right, they give us 2 points. From those 2 points, I need to get the slope first. So I'm going to rewrite this in a table. Negative 5, 1, 3, 4. Sorry about that. Negative 5, 1, 3, 4. Let's find my slope. How is y changing? From 1 to 4 is a change of positive 3. From negative 5 up to 3. Let's count. Negative 5 goes negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. That's a change of positive 8. So what is my slope? The change in y, 3, over the change in x, 8. The slope is 3/8. Now that I have the slope, I can pick either one of these points. Okay, it doesn't matter. All right, it's going to be the correct formula no matter which one I use. Let's use this one since I'm just dealing with positive numbers. All right, so I'm going to write my formula again. Here's your training wheels for you. All right, y minus, and there's my little place to put a number, equals m times x minus, and here's my place to put a number. All right? My slope is 3/8. Here it goes. My x value, I'm going to pick this one. I could pick either one. The 3, I put over here. The 4, I put over here. Now when I rewrite the problem, what do I end up with? Y minus 4 equals 3/8 times x minus 3. Notice in the equation that positive 3 looks like a minus 3 because that was already there. That positive 4 looks like a minus 4 because that was already there. All right, now we're not done. We need to change it into slope-intercept form. All right, so let's move it down a little bit. I'm going to rewrite it for the sake of you being able to see it better. Let's do the math. Distribute my 3/8. Okay, 3/8 times x is 3/8 x. 3/8 times a negative 3. Well, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. It's basically, if I go over to the side, it's 3/8 times negative 3 over 1. That gives you negative 9. That gives you 8. So it's going to be minus negative 9 over 8. All right? Hold on. That's not right. This is, it's only one minus. Sorry about that. 3 times 3 is negative 9. I didn't have to write that twice. Minus 9 over 8. Okay? Now, the left side, there's nothing else to do. I just rewrite it. So I distributed my 3/8. I got 3/8 x minus 9 over 8. Okay, now what do? I need to get y by himself. So let's make our little wall here. Do plus 4. Okay, and I end up with y equals 3/8 x. And I need to add these together. 9/8, actually it's a subtraction. Negative 9/8 and positive 4. You could do this in the calculator, but if you don't have one at home, let's do it by hand the way you did it in middle school. I have minus 9/8. How do I write 4 as something with a denominator of 8? If I write 4 over 1, I multiply the top and bottom by 8. 8 times 4 is 32. That gives me 32 over 8. So it's basically 32 over 8 minus 9/8. Okay? 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23 eighths. So that was a heck of a problem, right? So our final one is y equals 3/8 x plus 23 over 8. Hopefully your other ones won't be that hard, but even if they are, do those in class or come to tutoring and borrow the calculator, all right? You can do all those fractions in the calculator. It's not that bad. So there's that one. Do the open-ended on your own. Let's do a little more. Let's look at the back. Model the data in each table with a linear equation in slope-intercept form, right? What do the slope and y-intercept represent? So they want it in, this is pretty much like review. They want slope-intercept form. That's y equals mx plus b. Okay? So real quick, we just want to do these to make sure we don't forget slope-intercept form. Let's figure out how y is changing. If I count by nines, it's 9, 18, 27, 36. So it's going by nines, but it's actually going by 900s in this case, right? So if I read it this way, I'm going down 900 every time. My y is changing by negative 900 every time. My x, much easier to see, 2, 4, 6, 8, it's changing by positive 2 every time. My slope, negative 900 over 2. Okay? Since half of 9 is 4.5, half of 900 is 450. Again, these are all things you could do in your calculator. I have a slope of negative 450. All right? Now, what is my y-intercept? We could go up one more to get where this is 0. Whenever x is 0, you have your y-intercept. So if I go up one more and get to 0 up here, this is going up by 900 every time. That would be 4,800. So when x is 0, y is 4,800. All right, so my slope-intercept form is y equals negative 450x plus 4,800. All right. Again, I want to reiterate, I'm going fast because I know you can pause this and rewind. I don't expect you to watch this once, copy it down, and go away thinking you have it all under control. Please don't do that. You won't have it well enough for the test. Okay, next section, graph the line that passes through the given point and has the given slope m. Okay, so basically they're giving us the information that we would get in point-slope form. They're giving us a point, they're giving us the slope. Let's take a look at 17. We have the point negative 3 comma negative 4, and we have the slope of 6. Plot the point. It's 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4. My slope is 6. My rise over run is 6 over 1. Up 6, right 1, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 to the right. That is enough to make my line. That's all you do on those. Okay? 20, I want you to do on your own. Okay? And all you're doing on 20 is you're telling me in your own words, what do you know by looking at this equation? Tell me what you can pull out of the point slope formula. There's your big hint. What can you figure out given the point slope formula? Tell me that in one sentence. Number 21, a sign says that 3 tickets cost $22.50, 7 tickets cost $52.50. Write an equation in point slope form that represents the cost of tickets. And then what is the graph? Okay, you don't have to graph it. If you can sketch it. You can sketch it. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. I will get you started on this one, but I want you to finish it. Okay? We have 2 things happening. You're buying tickets. That's your independent because you're choosing to buy the tickets. You don't choose how much they cost, right? You choose how many to buy, and out comes the money you pay. So these are my tickets. This is my cost. That should get you started. Go ahead and finish that on your own. Good luck.